Alright, it is September 30th, 2025, and we are tracking a better chance for showers and rainfall across the entirety of the state of Hawaii as we're going into Wednesday and Thursday of this week. Hey everybody, meteorologist Drew Davis alongside with you. We've got a no-hype weather forecast for you this afternoon, so let's just get right into it. We do these videos every weekday on this YouTube channel. Starting out, as always, just taking a live look out the window, out from our tower cam. Just absolutely gorgeous out there. Mostly sunny across a majority of the state today, but I want to break down what's going on, the big picture on our first alert radar and satellite. A few of our radars are down, so we're not really going to focus on the radar too much, but I do want to focus on this band of moisture right here. You can see these clouds that are continuing to move southwestward over the last several hours in the satellite scan. This is going to continue moving forward further to the southwest, giving us a better chance for showers throughout Wednesday and early Thursday morning. Outside of that, there's a couple of areas I do want to point out because they're going to play into our weather pattern. There's weaker and lower pressure up towards the northwest. You can actually see some thunderstorms developing just far to the northwest of the island chain right now, and far in the North Pacific there's actually the storm. You can see the counterclockwise rotation of it right here. It is going to continue developing over the next couple of days. It's not going to get anywhere close to us, but it is going to play a little bit into our trade wind pattern as we're going into the back half of this week. This is going to continue moving off towards the east and slightly east/southeast. So breaking down the overall weather pattern and what's going on in our mid-level flow out there. Just pointing out the big players in our forecast going forward. We've got high pressure right here, the clockwise circulation of air around it, giving us the trade winds that we see so often in the summer here and early fall. There's the low pressure where we're seeing those thunderstorms off towards the northwest of us. We're going to play this out as we're going forward over the next couple of days because I want you to pay attention to this low pressure that's developing right up here. This is going to be coming down from the jet stream and starting to dip further southward as we're going into the back half of this week, making the winds slightly weaker out there as we're going into the back half of this week and this weekend. We're also going to see how it evolves as we're going into early next week because it may try to dip further back towards the southwest as we're going to the beginning of next week, potentially giving us a better chance for rainfall out there. Of course, that's going to evolve. That's pretty far out in the weather models, but you can see that band of moisture that I pointed out. That is going to be the big weather maker as we're going into the beginning of Wednesday and Thursday. As you can see, just playing that out, that's going to dip further towards the southwest, giving us a better chance for some showers. And as we continue to zoom out, I want you to watch that storm that's up to the northwest of us. Right now, the front's not expected to get all the way to us, but it will make our winds a little bit weaker and also send some swell energy our way. Just playing this out a little bit closer, you can see the showers starting to move in from the northeast, continuing off towards the southwest. This is Tuesday evening, not seeing a ton of rainfall out there. Early Wednesday morning is when you have the best chance for showers, so as you're driving into work, you may see a few sprinkles out there, mostly focused over windward areas. That's going to be the case throughout Wednesday afternoon as well, drying out ever so slightly. Early Thursday morning, you still have some remnant moisture out there. As we're going into the beginning of next week, we're also going to have to watch for a good chance for rainfall as we continue to see how that low pressure develops. So our winds outside as of the recording of this video on Tuesday afternoon, pretty breezy, between 10 to 15 miles per hour, a little bit gustier over on Kahului, around 24 miles per hour. And our first alert windcast going forward, like I mentioned, winds are going to get slightly weaker as we're going into the back half of this week. Wednesday, still seeing winds between 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then Thursday afternoon, a little bit weaker, around 10 to 15, a little bit weaker over on Maui, which is still seeing breezy conditions out there. So our surf and shoreline forecast, like I mentioned, a lot of northwest swells are starting to come as those low pressure systems are starting to kick back up. It's getting into the winter season. We're starting to see those storms develop a little bit more. But as we're going into Wednesday morning, north-facing shores will be on the decline. West-facing shores around 3 to 5, seeing a small pulse. South-facing shores are fading, and east-facing shores around 2 to 4 feet with that trade wind swell. Just showing you our first alert swell forecast going forward. You can see another round of northwest energy is going to be coming in as we're going into this weekend, and maybe even at the beginning of next week as another cold front off to our northwest sends some energy our way. Outside of that, I want to walk you through our first alert VOG forecast. This is courtesy of our friends over at Manoa. Of course, today I have been intently watching Kilauea and Halima'uma'u crater. Of course, we're really not seeing much activity activity out there right now. Earlier, we were seeing some overflow movement, so some of the lava, there's a little bit of bubbling going on right there. Some of the lava starting to overflow from the vent right here. And of course, we're watching for potentially episode 34 of the eruption of Kilauea, since it started erupting in December of 2024. So a lot of activity in 2025, which has been really, really cool to watch. But of course, if we do see an eruption, we're going to have to be watching out for VOG. Of course, most of the VOG is going to be staying off to the west and southwest of Hawaii Island. You can see not much out there, especially as we're going throughout Wednesday. But those lighter winds, especially the easterlies and slightly southeasterly winds we could be having in the back half of this week, we might see some of that VOG creep up towards Maui County and potentially even towards Oahu, especially if we have a lot of that sulfur dioxide and a lot of the gases released from the volcano. Of course, it's been a beautiful day across the entirety of the island chain today. We're having to watch Kilauea very closely. And thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We do a no hype weather forecast like this every day on this YouTube channel. And so I'll see you tomorrow, weather permitting. This has been meteorologist Drew Davis.